Hello and welcome to episode 213 of Total Nonstop Impact UK Impacted, coming to you live by the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favourite shows. We, of course, are there. Now, I am your host, Bison, and today I am joined by the man coming to us from the void of his own mind, of course, the Joker. Hello, bud.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. And of course, Craig, the Limpster UK, will be with us. There he is. He's joined us.
Just come in as you're giving us the
he's smashing his microwave meal as we talk. He's he's loving life. He's loving life. He's ready. He's getting ready to do the show, and then obviously get out to Ritzy to do a 90s night.
God.
Some shapes.
90s, I've heard of it, mate. Ain't that old?
How's it going, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Just New Year, same shit. So
New Year, same shit. Yeah. Okay, fair play. Okay, so we've got a massive show today, mate. I mean, we haven't got. I mean, obviously, it's not as big as ODB, but we still got a big show leading into Genesis. I was planning on getting another guest on, but I thought, you know what? We've got so much to talk about that we'll end up doing a 3-hour show, and I don't want to get into the mayhem of a 3-hour show. So let's get cracking into the news, rumors, and of course, TNA Impact recap of the week. So, Masha, in audience of NXT last night, plus the commentary hyping up Genesis. How about that?
Wow. I saw like some of the video of Masha's Cora Jade coming down to the ring and Masha's eyeing her up. All I could think of was the Jaws theme playing as anyone that was walking past Masha and she's waving to them and like the Jaws theme dun 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 dun. Masha's going, I kill you.
I think like we've it's one of them things where we've got to acknowledge that like they didn't have to put our champion in their crowd. They didn't have to do any of that. And the fact of the matter is they are doing that, and this mutual respect that we've got between NXT and TNA is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Like Barry Monkey there is saying Masha in the Royal Rumble confirmed. Like I've got to agree. I've got to agree. That's such a huge push. Will it happen? Who knows? But I've got a feeling that if Jordan's going over to the NXT, Masha's going to remind her who the hell she is.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that I think Masha turning up, giving the Cara Jade the eyeball. I think we could certainly say that in the coming weeks and months, there's going to be something going on there. I think it's interesting. I think like people are saying, WWE or NXT are doing so much more than the AEW stuff that went on.
Yeah.
It's a real shame, really, because Kenny Omega was a main eventer, or he is a main eventer. And can I just say,
fantastic.
Kenny Omega is looking in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
Like,
is he back? Is he?
Oh,
he's
mate,
finally back in the ring. He's been to Japan. He's finally got this match against Brian Cage that they've both been chasing after for about 4 years.
I've heard of him
since Brian Cage went to
I've heard of him.
Both have been chasing after this match for ages, and then
wasn't he that injury-prone guy?
He was a machine.
He was this really muscle-bound guy. He was like Scott Steiner-esque with like a Rey Mysterio moveset, and then he just went to AEW, absolutely botched, buried himself, disappeared, and this is the first time where I've heard of him, and he's going against someone who's way, way better.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
the problem
with Brian, was he was injury-prone. If you remember, he was the last year that he was at Impact, he was constantly getting injured.
Yeah. It's had shit luck. This was a shame because he was facing Michael Elgin and Johnny Impact and load of guys who really pulled off the high-flying offense.
I'll be honest with you. I like him in the ring. I do. Yeah. I think he's really good in the ring. And recently, I've seen some recent promos, and he's really come on a lot because his promos in Impact were fucking awful. And I think
Well, they kept him silent for ages, didn't they? They made him like sit there in silence, and then once he did start talking, I was like, oh.
Yeah, because he was crap at talking, so they didn't do it. But anyway, ask Climb Tony. That's all I got to say. Can I just say a quick hello to Paul, Mir, Bonus? I'm trying to see who else is in the chat, actually. If you can see him, I can only see 3 comments at the moment for some reason. But anyway, quick hello, Barry. Oh, Barry's there. Yeah, so there's quite a few people there. Yeah, I mean, the best part of Brian Cage was Melissa Santos, to be honest. But,
I'll tell you one thing. It's ironic that I'm slagging off AEW when I've got an AEW T-shirt on tonight. I don't know if you remember that. Nah, man, it was the best bit of AEW, and it was totally unintentional. It was just when Chris Jericho won the first title, went out and complained about what they had backstage for him, and he just seen that bottle of champagne, just went, "Ooh, little bit of the bubbly," and that's it. And I got a T-shirt, and that's the best thing that ever happened, and will be the best thing that has ever happened in AEW. Because let's be honest, they've lost Penta, they've lost their way. They have. You might remember Jeff Jarrett. They had him on there recently, and he came out because he has said that he wants to have one last ride. He wants to have another shot or one last shot at a heavyweight title and stuff like that. And do you know what? Go and watch it and try not to try and pull your ears off, because you're just listening to it, and he's there going on about this company that his dad went into, and him and his dad went together and they created this company. You know what company it is? You know it's TNA Wrestling. They made Jeff Jarrett stand there, talk about his career, and not let him mention 3 letters. Yeah. That's how petty AEW is. You look what NXT are doing. They're like, oh yeah, we got the Impact Knockouts champion like sat here in our crowd.
Yeah,
you know, and we've got Joe Hendry on our show and stuff like that.
We've got
AEW who won't even let Jeff Jarrett say TNA on their show, and that's why I've got no respect for him. I got your T-shirt, and that's all the fucking money you're getting out of me.
Yeah,
get it in the wash.
Even mentioned Pentagon was former TNA World Champion.
Turn it into cleaning rags, for Christ's sake.
I might do my ceiling in it.
Yeah, like I do. I love doing stuff like that, and then I get told off. Anyway, I don't appreciate what I've got. Okay. Anyway, ticket sales for Genesis are looking to double Hard to Kill from 2024. Now, of course, you know, the only way you can really gauge success is by looking year on year. So what they're looking at, they're saying, right, okay, so this is what we did Hard to Kill January 2024, and this is what we're doing in Genesis. We've literally 100% increased our ticket sales. Fantastic. What more can you say? I think they're gonna surpass 3,000. I think at Genesis on Sunday. I'd be very surprised if they don't. With walk-ups, they've already surpassed the I believe the last time Ring of Honor were there, was it Final Battle or something like that. They've already surpassed that, which was nearly 2,000 tickets. They've already sold that. They've surpassed that already, and they're heading well towards 3,000 ticket sales. You know, like I said, with walk-ups, I think that's easily achieved, and some. So I think it's going to be a great night. I think there's loads of stuff that's going to happen. You know, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Paul Mabson is saying the Hard to Kill was over 2,000. It possibly was. I think the published figure is 1,690 or something, or like 1,700, something like that. You know, don't get me wrong. If it was 2,000, it was 2,000.
Yeah, they usually take general admission on board. They usually get so.
I still believe we're going to be hitting 3K plus. But yeah, there you go. I still think we're going to hit 3K plus. We might even get more than that. I don't know. But it's going to be a great night. Some great ticket sales. It's going to be a fantastic crowd. And of course, you know, we're up on the previous year, same month. So great stuff, TNA. Some good marketing. Let's keep this momentum going. I cannot wait to see what surprises they've obviously got in store for us, or what they've got in store for us in 2025. So it's exciting. Now let's get into the Impact results from last week, because obviously we want to get on and talk about Genesis. So let's get through these results. Let's see what we had there. So the Impact results started off. We had Maclin, EY, and Gresham defeating the System. After the match, the System blindsided their opponents with steel chairs. The System continue the assault as they place a steel chair over Gresham's head and drive him into the steel post. what were your thoughts on all that? I guess that was that was taking Gresham out, because I don't know how true it is, but I've heard Gresham is a little way, possibly on his way. So we'll
He
have
is
to wait
touring
and
Europe.
see.
He's going around Europe as well.
Yeah, I think so
He's
too.
coming to the UK and he's going around Europe now as well. Gary was in one of his agents in the UK, and he's going to be going around England first and Scotland and that, and then he's going to go across Europe.
Yeah, so I think that was like writing him off anyway but certainly for now. And it looks like Scarlett has joined us. Boomer Bison has joined us in the chat.
Hello.
So it's good to see Booms. The very beautiful Boomer Bison. She is there. She's checking us out today. Bless her.
Yeah.
So watch our P's and Q's, boys, especially me.
Okay. Yes, sure. A really long. I'll tell you what. There was a really long path vignette for Joe Hendry. It went good.
out, and it was really good, but it was very long. I was like, man,
That's what she said.
this is insane. Yes, this is crazy long, but it was good. It was really good. There was some good stuff on there. Loads of footage from past shows. Lovely, thank you, Joe. But yeah, so that was pretty solid. We had a returning Lei Ying Lee defeating Savannah Evans again. So I think we could safely say that the status quo is resumed for Savannah Evans. Just continuing to lose, which is fine by me because I think she's terrible.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. Like, I know over the past couple of weeks we've been kind of pushing her and being like, yeah, she could be something really good. That match was poor at best.
Yeah,
I just felt it was slow and just a bit botchy, and they were about 2 seconds behind. There was just no chemistry. It was just, never mind.
Never mind. However, it was great to see the Chinese Lei Ying Lee back because she's awesome. Delicious. We then, what did we have then? We then had Jordan Grace storms onto the interview set and challenges Tessa Blanchard to a fight in the ring tonight. So that sort of all went down. That was actually quite a good promo.
She was just livid.
Well, I mean, it was, but it's just I've seen Jordan Grace was like, "I'll see you in the ring." So I was like, "All right, cool." And then just about 3 matches and a Joe Hendry vignette happened, and
that didn't work.
If they forgot,
yeah, that's what I thought as well. You stuck that promo in there. We'll see you in the ring. So you expected us to go to the ring at that point.
No, I thought that was a bit disjointed. That's something that TNA do need to work on a bit more. I think is when they're doing something like that, then go to the ring afterwards.
Exactly.
So let's see Jordan Grace push everybody out the way and make her way down to the ring.
Yeah, man. Like yeah, man. Somerset saying that I don't know. Is he talking about Somerset? What's he talking about there?
He was talking about Savannah Evans and Lei Ying Lee.
Oh yeah, there was 2 people in the match. There certainly was 2 people in the match, but if one of them is kind of like 2 steps behind the whole match, then it's very difficult. It doesn't matter how good you are; it's difficult to bring the other one in. But anyway, doesn't matter. So we get that. We then get Masha Slamovich is haunted by the demon assassin Rosemary. What were your thoughts on this?
It's really, really good. It's just classic Rosemary.
I mean, like the fact that they've really put their effort into that, video package and stuff like that. It really me and Joe, I can tell me and Joe are like definitely thumbs up for whatever's coming next, because that's a rivalry that I want to see. Like, you say yourself, Jason, that like you like how Masha fights and stuff like that. Well, Masha versus Rosemary on the right platform with the right backing will be huge. It'll be a hell of a match. Now, I've seen Masha go and fight in GCW and stuff like that. She isn't going to be shy. Yeah, exactly. She's not going to be shy in this Clockwork Orange match. And the fact that we got a surprise appearance from Raven as well, where it's just like, as soon as he said something...
That's later, though. That's later. We ain't got there yet.
Yeah, but I'm joining it all together because you got Masha and Rosemary. But that's fine. We can carry on. But now, I just mean... It's just the whole like the appearance and stuff like that. I thought they are definitely putting their money on this, and I know that both those girls are going to deliver.
Yeah.
I thought, I mean, this particular vignette was all sort of geared towards kind of like Masha, kind of being what's the word, like haunted, I guess. But,
Well,
like you say, haunted by Rose.
Waited like 2.5 years to get through Jordan Grace, and now there's all that pressure really off of her shoulders. Now she's got the weight of the knockout division on her.
Yes,
and Rosemary is one of the ultimate manipulators.
Exactly. So once that was all done with, and that vignette finished, we then get Mike Santana in the gauntlet match, the gauntlet match kind of thing, I guess. We had Mike Santana defeating Judas. It's too quiet, isn't it? They're too quiet.
Yeah, the volume goes at halfway, and I'm trying to race to get it up, but they're all finishing before it's done. So
yeah, we're gonna have to try and figure out how to get them loud straight off the bat. Yeah. Mike Santana defeats Judas and Travis of the Northern Armory. Then Josh comes out. Santana wins by DQ after a shot to the back by Icarus, and then all hell breaks out as Northern Armory lays him out, and a full-on beatdown, of course, on Mike Santana, which is obviously led to where we're at for Genesis, and we'll get to that in a bit. But this was really good. I thought both Icarus and Travis Williams were fantastic in this.
Yeah, that spin the block. The way Icarus took that was brilliant. Yeah. Absolutely flattened him. He sold it brilliantly.
Absolutely, really good. And of course, we knew that this was never going to end. In good sport, shall we say? Yeah. Because Josh was never gonna let this let him win clean. Let's put it that way. And he was going to make sure that all three of them gave Santana a good pasting. I think, which was definitely proved towards the end. But I think all it's done is pissed off Mike Santana even more. I think the thing was that Josh walked away with his earmuffs and his ear protectors.
Yeah.
I think they should put some fluffy bits on those ear protectors so you can fluffy ear protectors. I think that'd be cool. Anyway,
like an Easter Bunny Alexander.
Exactly. Yeah. Personal Concierge announces the special pre-launch championship celebration for Ash and Heather by Elegance, of course, next week, meaning this week coming. That's interesting. We then had the Extreme Wrestling legend Raven questions whether Rosemary has what it takes to become Knockouts World Champion again. Raven suggests that Rosemary challenges Slamovich for the Knockouts World title in his signature match, of course, the Clockwork Orange House of Fun. For me, this is one of the best vignette things, or sort of kind of promo-y type things backstage for a while. I really love it when they just sort of kind of get the camera on Rosemary's face, because her expressions and the way that she sort of kind of communicates with the camera is fantastic. And then when you add in Raven for a little bit of added bonus, I think that was really, really cool too. I think we should give up on the sound bites until we can get a volume out of them.
I mean, just the way that like those two just go on screen together, and the fact you've got Raven there with a knife against his throat and he doesn't even flinch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Not even a a
but
whisker.
I will say, I'll show my age now. I remember Raven with Daphne back in WCW. So the fact that you've got Raven and Rosemary now, it's familiar territory to Raven. So the fact that he's appeared and stuff like that, I'm just like, I reckon we're going to have him on guest commentary during that match.
I hope so. It wouldn't be a Clockwork Orange Hardcore House of Fun match without Raven. He was there for when Moose and PCO and Sami Callihan, I think Maclin was involved too, when they all went into one.
What I like about Raven is he's so deadpan.
Yeah.
everything he says is so serious. Like, even when there's something absolutely mentally insane to say, it's just like delivered,
Yeah.
calm, cool, and collective. Delivered really well. So I thought that was I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it a lot. One of the best ones for a while. So I'm looking forward to that match. That's for sure. The Rascals then go out and defeat the Good Hands, which of course is setting them up nicely for their championship match against the Hardys. Frankie Kazarian confronts Rhino and says that he'll be ready to call his shot on TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth at Rhino if Rhino takes him out with a gore tonight. Nothing to say, no words.
Yeah,
No
no
words.
words from Rhino. Not even any swearing from Rhino. That was weird.
No, I was hoping for a classic "fuck off," but we didn't get none of that. We didn't get it. It's a real shame. Steve Maclin, Eric Young vowed to seek justice on the system after they tried to end Jonathan Gresham's career earlier tonight. They're interrupted by First Class, who set their sights on becoming TNA World Tag Team Champs. Trying to hold a yawn in there while saying that. So that's looking pretty good. We then get Moose and Alicia Edwards in the ring. Moose promises that he will unveil a new X Division Championship at Genesis. This is the same night he will defend the title against Ace Austin. Former X Division star Andrew Everett then confronts Moose by disrespecting the X Division, and tensions escalate as Moose hits him with a big boot. Then announces an impromptu X Division Championship match right now. Now, before we move on to the fact that Moose just basically kicked the shit out of Andrew Everett, he mentioned the brand spanking new X Division title reveal at Genesis. Now, I'm thinking that this is where the whole they're getting rid of the X Division came from. He never once said they were getting rid of the X Division.
No.
He just said it was going to be a new title.
I think it's going to be gold plated instead of silver plated.
Yeah, because he wants gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like maybe going back to what Mike Bailey said about them, with them being like the Wish NWO. Maybe he gets the. Like I was kind of hoping that he was going to get the X Division title and spray like an S on it or something like that. I suppose with NWO you can fit that on the plate, but putting the system would be a bit much. But I was hoping that he was going to do more than just kind of like knock it out the ring. But I don't know. It was. Moose has definitely stepped up his segments and his on-screen stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's just like with this new title, probably just a new design, a bit of a refresh, because most of the titles were all designed and created by Scott D'Amore, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess they were approved by Scott. I guess, but I mean, I think it's a case of. Well, I like where they're going with the whole kind of like gold rather than silver, make it worth feel that it's worth more and all that kind of stuff. So. Interesting. Like I say, £10 of gold and all that. But yeah, so interesting stuff. I think you're probably right. I don't think a lot of people did know.
I was so pleased to see Andrew Everett back. I was buzzing like fucking crazy when I saw this promo on the following Friday. I was like, oh my god, it's so great to see him back. He was one of my favorite wrestlers when I started watching TNA.
Andrew, he's the giant. He's the giant among the X Division, wasn't he?
He's looking absolutely incredible.
He does. He looks in really good shape, and from what I've heard, I mean, he's been out. This gimmick that he's got in a minute of him being like larger than life and all this stuff. He believes he's a giant in the ring and all that shit. I think it's quite good, to be honest. But yeah, no, it should be interesting. But Andrew Everett, he put up a bit of a fight. Because he can go, Andrew Everett, but to be fair, he was
Moose.
Who did he used to team up with? Was it
He teamed up with Trevor Lee.
Trevor Lee, that was it.
Yeah, didn't he also team up with that?
And DJZ. They won the tag team titles. And then LAX took the titles off of them literally like a week later, which really, really pissed me off.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, Sami Callihan, of course, your favourite there, buddy, tells the Director of Authority that he's going on a diet. and it's Santina and that him and PCO um,
Pico.
have never been pinned or submitted as a team. I mean, the fact they've only had two matches, um, helps out, I guess, in TNA, and they want TNA World Tag Team title shot. Morella announces the match, pitting Callihan PCO against the reigning champions, the Hardys, next week. If Callihan and PCO win the match at Genesis involving the Rascals, will become a three-way. Now, there was an added stipulation that there was going to be a weigh-in, and as long as Sami has lost at least 3 pounds, then the match will go ahead.
What a load of bullshit. Like, not being funny. So you can go and have a match next week against the tag team champions. If you win it, you can have a shot at the tag team titles. So you're going to go and beat the current tag team champions, but it's a non-title match.
That's
Yeah.
not
Like,
going to
just
happen.
put the titles on the line. Do you know what I mean? Just put the titles on the line and then make the,
I
then
don't think
make
it's. I
them
don't
lose
think it will.
against them in the other match.
I
It
honestly
just-
don't believe it. I don't believe they're going to beat them.
No, they're not going to beat
No.
them.
I don't think they will, because PCO, for instance, from what I've heard, is not even booked. He's booked a different promotion that night anyway. So
Yeah.
so I think the safe bet.
But
is
then
to stay
does
there.
that marry in with what 23 is then? Because 23 comes up when they're there. So then, like, maybe does Callahan come out and be like, I've got a special guest, or, I've got a mystery partner. Pico's elsewhere. I can't be Death Meat tonight, so I'm going to bring out someone else as my partner. He brings out Havoc or something. Who knows?
Yeah, imagine that. He
Oh,
brings
I'd
out
love
his
to-
wife.
Yes, I'd love to see
Who
how back
better?
there. Yeah.
Who better?
But then what's the 23 hype? I still don't know what the 23 hype is.
I told you the 23 hype.
It's when they go live, and something
But why
big is
hype it during matches and that then?
something big is going to happen on that night.
Yes, I agree. It's
Maybe
it's the live.
Sami goes into that match and the 23 is how many pounds he lost in order to be in that match. He took it really
what?
seriously.
£23 could be. It could be that he's lost
Yes.
£23. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Anyway, Jordan Grace is in the ring to address the recent attacks from Tessa Blanchard.
An hour later.
Grace, yeah, an hour later, Grace challenges Blanchard to come to the ring and face her like a woman. Grace says that Blanchard truly believes the knockouts doing belongs to her. She has to go through Grace to take it. Blanchard hits the ring and a brawl is on. Security referees try to break things up as Impact goes to commercial. Now, this is I love all this shit because I think Tessa is so intense, like she's so believable.
Yeah.
That it really, like, you really get a sense of kind of like hatred between the two. Even if they might hate each other, I don't know, but you certainly get a sense of that. Now, during the commercial break, Director of Authority Santina Morelli makes a match official on TNA's social and digital platforms. January 19th, Genesis. Tessa Blanchard will go one-on-one with Jordan Grace. I still believe they're going to add a stipulation to that.
Yeah. Definitely, they're gonna have to make it like false count anywhere, or just no holds barred or something like that.
Yeah.
Because then
Yeah.
it's gonna
Loser
go.
leaves Impact.
It's gonna get nasty. Let's put it that way. So if someone hits someone with a chair and they restart the match with no disqualification or anything like that, I'm just looking forward to seeing these two wrestling each other again.
Oh, mate.
It's been so long, and even way back when Jordan Grace was like she was 3 years ago, she was wrestling fucking brilliant matches, and Tessa's a beast. So this is going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it, and I reckon it's going to be up there with like who's Taryn Terrell against Gail Kim? You know that match where they were just slamming each other on the floor and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I reckon it's going to be up there with the creativity and stuff.
In that match.
Yes, she was. He was on the show last week, in case you missed it.
Yes. Have you noticed that all of a sudden this week they've been banging out loads of ODB matches?
Yeah. Bam.
Mate, we know that we're being watched. We know that people are looking and stuff like that. So let's just give them a gentle nod and a thank you very much, because, this is the best Impact show out there where we talk about it. Yeah. So
you're welcome.
Let's not. Yeah, you're welcome. So I think that we're getting our flowers.
We are. We're getting our flowers, definitely.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I think so too. But that this match between Tessa and Jordan Grace, it could steal the entire show because of the heat between the two of them. It's like when Tessa took on Gail Kim
yeah.
at Rebellion. That match, it stole the whole show for me. Then that was brilliant match.
What's
All that,
that?
all,
Vanadium.
Don't read it out. I love it.
I can't see it. What's it say?
number 23 is on
Vanadium
the.
is number 23 on the periodic table. Like that is knowledge right there. Like
Yeah,
I am not
sorry.
going up against Slammer in a pub quiz, and no chance because he knows too much. But I do like look what Barry said underneath. The 23 is Havoc and Crazy Steve returning, 2 of the 3 to rejoin Rosemary and reform Decay. Can
Good
you
play.
imagine?
Oh, yes, please. But it needs to really go somewhere if they're going to do it again for a
Yeah.
fourth time.
I want the personal concierge
Because
to
they're
be
always
part of
holding
Decay.
back. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but they keep holding back. They bring it back and then they hold back.
Yeah.
They don't let it go. Do you know what I mean? They don't let that.
Yeah, not like they did when the Best and Crazy Steve was together.
No.
They haven't let it go that mad, and they need to if they're going to ever do Decay again.
They need
Otherwise-
to. It needs to be PCO. I tell you what. Imagine this is Decay, right? PCO, Sami Callihan, Havoc, and Rosemary.
Yeah,
That would be great.
yeah.
That would be great. Oh, anyway.
Well, it just make them into a new faction altogether. That would be bloody good.
You never know. You never know. Rob Van Damlium.
Oh, God.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I'm down with it. Frankie Kazarian on commentary, while Joe Hendry and, of course, Rhino end up defeating the Nemeth brothers.
Tom Hannafin going insane with listening to Kazarian.
Yeah. At the end of this, though, at the end of this match, Nick Nemeth looked absolutely gutted.
Yeah.
Did he? He looked absolutely, totally like I'm done with this shit. I think he was saying, you know what, I'm done with my fucking stupid ass brother.
Yeah.
So on that note, I've been waiting all week to say this. So go with me on this. So cast your mind back to when Nick Nemeth's brother was attacked. Who attacked his brother? Was it Eddie Edwards? I believe it was Eddie, wasn't it?
I don't know.
They said it.
No.
That's what they said it was.
Right.
I
Well,
don't
if we
think it was.
cast our mind back as well and we look at the fact that John Layfield has been in the office of the system.
Yeah.
Then you look at Kaz and he was chatting to JDC. And then you look at all these different factors and stuff like that, right? And then you look at how Ryan's like, oh, this is my brother, stuff like that. I've got this feeling that Ryan's going to try and help Nick. Nick's going to turn on Ryan. Joe Hendry's going to try and take advantage of Nick to get the title.
Yeah.
But Nick trusts the system. And I've got a feeling it's something to do with Layfield and something to do with the system's going to happen. I reckon, and I'll say it now, I reckon Nick Nemeth's something to do with the system. I reckon he's in the system.
You think he's part of the system?
I don't think that Joe Hendry's going to win this title. I reckon that Nemeth's going to keep the title. And on the following Impact, we will find out that Nick Nemeth is part of the system. Because I don't think that there's no way that there's no connection between the Nemeth brothers and the system.
Yeah, something's always
Well,
I'm just saying.
Maybe he just like the look of the rings, and he's like, man, I want one of them.
Absolutely, like, you know, he's like, I haven't made it to WWE Hall of Fame yet, so can I have one of your cheap ass rings, please?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Hang on, there you go. Look, JBL at Genesis, then at WWE Raw, because he's been announced to be at Raw. That could be interesting. I mean, could you imagine having some kind of like super faction that included some WWE main eventers and some TNA main eventers?
Yeah, I would love it.
Absolutely. But like, look, I never used to Dolph Ziggler, like I've said before, but Nick Nemeth, you know, he might pop back with JBL. He might pop back there and just be like, "Hey guys, remember me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've got some gold and stuff like that."
I was saying to Jason before we come on, we were talking about if any men to go into the Royal Rumble. I'd love to see Nick Nemeth come into the Royal Rumble and just blow the roof off. No, really.
Well, I think actually I'm going to go with Mir on this one. I think it's more likely Joe Hendry's going to end up in the Royal
Yeah.
Rumble.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
it will end up in the
And
Royal
if he
Rumble,
was-
but I don't
and
think
if
he'll be
he's-
champion.
But if he's carrying the belt at the same time, how cool would that be?
That would be amazing. Yeah.
I want him to go in. I want Cena to eliminate him if that happens, and then I want Cena to come and wrestle for wrestle for the championship in TNA. Imagine that.
That would be amazing.
The thing is what I will go back to what I said earlier on. I think now, Masha being on NXT, the talk of like Joe Hendry being in Royal Rumble, and all these different things, all this hype, WWE, TNA, they're watching and they're letting it like blow up.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, and like I said about Jeff Jarrett's like piss poor speech, I felt bad for the guy. Do you know what I mean? Having to do that speech on a company that doesn't want to recognise what he's accomplished.
Yeah.
Not being funny, if there weren't a TNA, I don't think there would have been an AEW. Let's be honest, half the old roster are there. But what I'm saying is, the way that it's going, you've just got to kind of like, this could be the dagger that finally gets stuck in the heart of AEW.
Yeah.
I don't see AEW being a massive thing. Quote me now. I don't see AEW being that relevant in 2026.
No, no, do I.
It's a shame.
I don't think they're going to be very relevant in 2025. To be honest, not once. Not
Well,
once.
as soon as Phoenix leaves as well, because when Tony Khan came out and said, "Oh, I'm sorry guys, we don't understand Mexican," you've just offended the whole of like the Lucha Libre. For hundreds of years or whatever, you've offended all of them there. They're going to go somewhere where they're respected and treated with some care.
Yeah, I agree. Hang on a minute. What's being said, Danny, about Antonio? Mir, Bison, Joker, Limpster, Paul,
Hello.
Somerset, bonus.
Hi, man.
Is he just saying hello? Oh, he is.
Just
Hi.
giving a shout out to everybody.
Shout out to
Hi,
everyone.
buddy.
Appreciate it.
Hi, bud.
Cheers, man.
Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Right, okay. So let's get into this preview of Genesis, shall we? Yes, let's get into that. So at the moment, the countdown show has been announced that we're going to get Kazarian versus Leon Slater. Now, what I love about this is we saw the first one, didn't we, Craig?
Yes.
We were ringside for the very first version of this, and I can tell you now, if it's half as good as that, it's going to be a really good match.
I mean, looking forward to this.
Like Leon Slater live is just insane. Like when you're trying to watch like pinball and watch him go around the ring, he's just so fluid with it and stuff like that. And I'll give credit to Kazarian. Like I know people are saying like he's old news and stuff like that now, but my God, he again absolute professional. And seeing them two go against each other, yet again, like it's going to be another one of those shows where you've got the countdown. Where there's going to be some absolute bangers before the main event comes along. Do you know what I mean? The main pay-per-view.
No, I totally agree. But I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm assuming they're probably going to add a couple of matches tomorrow night, I should imagine, to this. What that's going to be, I'm not 100% sure. But we've got like the likes of Xia Brookeside, Savannah Evans, Tasha Steele. There's a few people not doing anything at the minute, so I'm pretty sure we'll see a female match. That's for sure. Maybe Lei Ying Lee will be there. So there's definitely options there. So we then go into the main show. We've got you got the KO, the Knockouts tag team match, which is Spitfire versus By Elegance. I noticed that they've now given it a title. Their tag team is called By Elegance. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice that. I just saw on the card it was Ash and Heather by Elegance. I didn't know that they're actually now giving it an official name. I think it's.
Come on, Joe! As soon as you said Ash by Elegance, you paused it for a minute.
Yeah, of course he did. He paused it. Definitely, but anyway, I think it's going to be a really good match. I'm looking forward to it. I think the whole Ash and Heather thing is working really well. They still need to curb it with the comedy stuff. They want to get the pantomime stuff. Let's get a bit more serious, because if you're going to win, if you're going to become the tag champs, and you've got to be a bit more serious, we need to take you seriously. So we'll see. But yeah, look forward to that. I think a lot of people think that By Elegance are going to win. I'm going for Danny Luna and Jody Threat. I want the. I don't want the little. I want the little Chihuahua getting involved. or anything like that. We don't want none of that.
Yeah, well, that and the knockouts tag titles keep jumping from one team to another at almost every single title match.
Exactly.
It's too much inconsistency.
Mir's calling it.
It's hard enough with just like 2 or 3 teams available at a time.
Yeah, look, Mir, but there you don't know. I mean, I saw some interesting stuff online yesterday, which was interesting, but I don't want to go speculating.
Yeah.
Let's just say a couple of Australian ladies were hinting they were getting back in the ring.
Oh, I hope so. They were bloody good.
So who knows? Maybe they'll turn up
Good
on one
to
of the live
pause.
shows. But we'll see. Yeah, very good to pulls. Then we've got the X Division title, which is Moose versus Ace Austin.
Ace Austin.
Man, I think this is going to be great. Ace Austin. Yeah, it's going to be
Ace
great.
Austin. It's the way that, like, honest, I can live for Santino Marella and his mispronunciation. Just like it makes him who we are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm kind of taking a segue back to the whole Nick Nemeth and system thing and stuff like that, but I feel like Santino is going to get clobbered by Layfield at some point.
Yeah.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Okay, who do we think is going to win there? I think Moose is gonna take it. I think Moose is going to win.
Yeah, sadly I do. I'd love to see Ace Austin win it, but Moose said that like he's going to make this belt like really, really stand out in 2025 and really mean things. So he's going to have a pretty long run with it.
Yeah.
It's Austin might win it late down the line and then go after the world title, which I hope it does happen still. I hope he does go for the world title later in the year and win it too. I can see that would be a great match for Ace Austin too. If he doesn't win it now, he can win it like say anniversary and then goes into Champion Glory for the world title match. That would be incredible.
I mean, what are your thoughts on this one, Craig?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I do love Moose now. Like, Moose has really just won me over. Like, going from back in the day where I used to wear a blanket and stuff like that, hang around with Killer Cross, to actually being Mr. Impact. Like, he used to wear the jacket and I just never used to believe him, and then over time he's just got so much more convincing. And then being, dare I say it, the leader of the system and that. I do feel like he should win, but I would love for Ace Austin to win it. Credit to what he done and how he deals with stuff to do with Chris Bay and that. So it would be nice for him to win it and to kind of get his flowers because he's been around for a hot minute. Was it 3 times he's been the exhibition champion?
He's been three-time exhibition title. He's been with the company about 6 years almost as well.
Yeah.
So he's been, but I'm hoping if he wins the world title, I'm hoping it comes towards the end of the year because I want to see the Moose give this exhibition title the long reign he says it was going to get.
But did he say that he was going to get that title and then option C it?
No, he said he's no interest in option C. He said he's one of these guys who just doesn't like the idea at all. So I think that's brilliant news. Moose's intention is to make this the must go for title.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying, and that's why he wants it to be gold.
Yeah,
right.
As well. Yeah, that's what it's all about. If it's the title, then it has to be gold.
Yeah, then who needs option C? If you know.
Because he's got the gold title. That's it.
You've got the standard of TNA in a belt form, not a reference to Josh Alexander or to whoever else you consider the standard of TNA at the moment.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. Roy's saying he thinks that the inspiration will go back to the WWE. I am not so sure. I'm not so sure. And to be fair, there's a couple of other Australian ladies that could form a pretty fabulous tag team. But anyway, we then got Josh Alexander versus Mike Santana. Now, this to me has to probably be the most heated match for the men on the card. You've got the Jordan Grace Tessa Blanchard. That's going to be off the
That's
chart.
another level of heat, though. That's like if you go in that room, you're gonna burst into flames just being near them.
But I think this is definitely volcanic. Josh Alexander versus Mike Santana.
Yeah,
is volcano level stuff. So I think this is gonna be a great match, and I'm really excited about this one. It's gonna be good. If it's Josh's final match with TNA, I think it's gonna be an absolute blinder. I really
I
do.
Yeah,
really
and
do hope that Santana
the
wipes the
history.
floor with him. To be fair,
Yeah.
Well, so do I, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be a good match. It's still
Oh
going to be a
no,
blinder.
the history between them two is all there too. And then they brought that up brilliantly in that promo a couple of weeks ago. Even then, sometimes I throw it all back in Josh Alexander's face brilliantly. But so even then we got the whole history lesson and all that there and there in like 5 minutes, and it's just amazing to see how far these guys have come since they first joined the company.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Punk, thanks for joining us, bud. Nice to see you. I agree. I mean, I think that Santana's going to be put over by Josh on his way out, and it's going to be an absolute cracker of a match. We've then got the Hardys versus the Rascals. Again, I think the Rascals are amazing, aren't they? I mean, they're just fantastic in-ring performers. They're going to be great. And the Hardys are the Hardys, and the crowd's going to love them no matter what. I'm sure we're going to get some crazy ass high flying, insane spots as well.
Jeff's going to remind everyone that he's not that broken.
Yeah, I think Matt's the more broken one.
Yeah,
you never know. But either way, I think this is going to be a cracking little match. Yeah, and the crowd's going to go wild for it regardless, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys mix it up.
Yeah, me too. So we've then got the KO title match, which is Masha Slamovich, of course, versus Rosemary, which they've been really building up quite nicely over the last few weeks. Again, I just hope this is going to be a good, solid match. I want this to be a good match. I think both of these ladies deserve a really, really good match. And I'm looking forward to it. What are your thoughts? I'm going to go with Craig first on this one because I know that Joe's just going to be jizzing all over it. So what do you think, Craig?
I've got to agree with Joe. It's definitely jizz worthy. But no, I would say that it's like we've got two of the finest right now. Do you know what I mean? Like Mash has come out of her shell. She's gone from the Russian-speaking mystery girl to like being in front of the camera, speaking perfect English, and like just absolutely owning things. She's got like Jordan Grace, who she defeated for that title as an ally. Do you know what I mean? And like those two are like fist bumping and stuff like that. So Mash has definitely got the backing of the locker room and stuff like that. But like as a Rosemary fan, I just hope she absolutely wipes the floor. But I would love for Rosemary to get that gold. However, I don't think she's going to. I think Mash is going to win because it's Masha Slamovich at the end of the day, and I want Rosemary to win, but it makes sense for Masha to hold the title, especially after her appearance on NXT and like pushing TNA's name out there. We've got it's on the right person right now. But if I was to pick someone, it would be Rosemary.
I think if there's two different things here. I think there's going with your heart and then there's going with your head. As much as I
not that head, Joe.
As much as I absolutely adore Rosemary as a character, and the fact that she's been there for like nearly 8 years and she's just amazing. Masha Slamovich is my girl, and I think Masha's gonna smash it.
Masha gonna smash her.
She's gonna smash her. It's gonna be great, and she's gonna obviously roll into NXT the following week as the Knockouts champ, which would be cool. And Joe, have you finished jizzing?
Win or lose, I hope this rivalry. I hope this is a rivalry that continues. I hope it's not just like a one-off match that Rosemary has against Masha Slamovich and then it goes away. I hope this is something that continues afterwards for a while because I'd love to see it build on to like Killer Kelly comes back and see what happens if Killer Kelly goes up against Masha Slamovich because that's another match I would love to see for the title as well. Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly coming back and going for the gold. We recently just crossed that 1 year since Killer Kelly and Rosemary broke the internet, and as soon as I saw that, I was thinking, what if that happens if Killer Kelly comes back and Masha's still champion and MK has a massive rift in MK Ultra now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. I'd love to. And when they took each other on one, they were amazing together too. And Rosemary can put on a fantastic rivalry. So I want to see her get a decent rivalry with someone that's actually going to last too.
Yeah. I agree. As long as you don't bring that stupid bag out with the
Oh
big
no, I think
cleavers and
she's
shit.
saving the knife for Raven.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Well, I suppose it's better than bringing out a pillowcase.
Well, that's true. Yeah, a loaded one at that. Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard. There's nothing to say other than show stealer. Show stealer. And I hope that they announce there's some sort of stipulation in this one, because I think
There's got to be something.
There's got to be a stipulation in this, or it's got to be some kind of match. It's got to be like a no DQ or full,
no counts at least.
Just full beatdown match or something. I don't know. Would be pretty awesome. I have a funny feeling that we're going to see Killer Kelly, Havoc, and also we're going to see Kylan King come back at Genesis. If not Genesis, then at the live Impact as well. They might spread it out a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see those three ladies back.
As long as it's not like Madison Rain or someone. I don't want.
Oh, she's in AEW at the moment, or Ring of Honor.
Yeah, stay there. Mind you, Josh has gone as well, hasn't he? Josh Matthews.
Yeah. No, he hasn't. No, Josh works behind the scenes. He's not gone. He's just gone off the roster page because he's not an on-screen talent anymore.
Why not?
Well, he's not.
Bring
is
him
he?
back with Matt. Bring him back with Matt Seidel. Let's have Team Josh again.
What was the last time? When was the last time we saw Josh on TV? So he's not a roster member, is he? He's a production.
No, he was just in the Impact in 60 thing and stuff like that with Gia, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's just he's not a.
Look, if Donald Trump can still fight in WWE, we can have Josh Matthews, surely.
No, maybe. Somebody's saying that this is the main event, no question. Well, yeah, it's not far off it. I think it's almost like a double main event, isn't it? Tessa and Jordan.
I would say, double main event. I think you're right. I don't think it's going to be hard for that company to say which one's going to be higher than the other, because the fans are just, us as fans, we're going to be like, there is two main events there. We're being spoilt for it, because like we've seen over the past year or so, just the development of storylines, the branding, the videos and stuff like that. We are just spoiled now. And
we are.
I've said to people are like, how come you still watch wrestling? And I'm like, because it's back to the moment where you don't know what's going to happen. It's not predictable anymore.
No.
And we're not ones who slap a belt on someone who does like 3 dates a year or anything like that. I mean,
Nemeth is on nearly every single time, isn't he? He's on every Impact pretty much. Yeah. He's on every special, every pay-per-view.
But he wants to be a fighting champion, and that is a guy who's come into the company and respected the company. Exactly, fully committed. And like I said, I never dolphed with the Ziggler, and Nick Nemeth's come in and won my respect, because that is one guy who's proud of where he is.
Because you're definitely Nemeth in with the Nick, right?
I didn't want to try and say that, but thank you for doing that.
The Nick with the Nemeth. I don't know. Anyway, it's all good. So talking about Nick Nemeth, we then obviously got the TNA World Title match. Nick Nemeth versus Joe Hendry. And whatever happens. But let's face the facts. We believe.
We believe indeed.
We do.
We believe in Joe. Come on, Joe. Bring it home to the UK, buddy. You've got this. Bring it home. There you go.
The internet's going to get broken in at least two matches, probably even 3, over Genesis. There's like at least 3 or 4 big matches that are going to break the internet. Joe Hendry versus Nick Nemeth, the Hardys versus the Rascals, Tessa Blanchard versus Jordan Grace, and either Ace Austin and Moose or Santana versus Josh Alexander. All those matches have got potential of breaking the internet.
There's absolute bangers all over the place. There is bangers all over the place. So
we love bangers.
We love bangers. Bam! We love bangers. Right, let's talk about this Thursday's Impact on Access TV. We have got PCO and Sami Callihan versus the Hardys in the You Must Lose Weight stipulation match. We've got the Masha and Rosemary confessional. That's an interesting thing. I'm interested to see what that is. We've then got Maclin and EY versus First Class.
Oh yeah, they really took the piss out of them, didn't they? That was a brilliant promo from AJ Styles and Casey Navarro.
AJ Styles. See,
That's
I
gonna be-
call him AJ. I call him AJ Tracy.
He's not AJ Francis.
Yeah,
Casey
AJ
Navarro.
Francis.
We're going
Yeah.
through all of them now. We might as well call him
Okay.
PJ and Duncan at
No,
this point.
my mind completely bloody slipped. Completely, I was not meant in
PJ and
disrespect
Duncan.
or anything.
No, we know. We're only messing, Joe. Come on. I know you're still getting over the jizz session over Rosemary and Masha just now. So calm yourself down. It's going to be okay. Nemeth and Hendry face to face. We're going to get a face to face. I guess they're going to do a contract signing or something possibly.
Yeah,
but we're going to
there's
get a
be
face
some
to
bad
face
blood
there.
there.
Yeah, we hear from Josh Alexander and the Northern Armory. I wonder what's going to go down there.
They might turn
Leon's
Josh.
Set up. I reckon they disband because I reckon Josh is going to turn on them because they let him down.
Oh,
Possibly.
Josh fed them to the wolves, literally. Yeah,
absolutely.
again, every time
Well-
he's been in the ring with them, he's walked away and let them get their asses kicked.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
that is true. That is true. We're then going to get, which I believe is the final Trent Seven match. So we're going to get Leon Slater versus Trent Seven. Now, I think this is going to be a banger because these two know each other quite well.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a really, really good match. So you don't want to miss that one. And then Ash and Heather are throwing a pre-launch by Elegance celebration. Is that going to involve some punch, possibly some champers? I don't know.
Oh, it's going to involve some champagne and it's going to
A little bit of the
all over the
bubbly.
expensive
Bubbly. And of course, Jake Something versus Laredo Kid's been advertised as well.
That's going to be
Brilliant.
good. These two have squared
So-
off before. They've had some bangers.
That is a hell of a card for the go home show to Genesis.
Definitely.
You know what's going to come out of it. I don't know. I know that we're going to end up with probably 2 matches for the countdown and maybe 1 more for the main event for the main show. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get another match for the main show and at least 2 for the countdown. So I think expect 3 fresh matches to be announced tomorrow during Thursday night Impact. Yeah, things are looking good, guys, aren't they? They are looking good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are you staying up? Are you watching it live?
No, I'll be watching it next morning.
Yeah, I'll be catching it up the next morning.
Well, I've got a driving a van and stuff from Stoke-on-Trent back to Essex. Oh mate, I'm going to be absolutely shattered. But I intend to watch this live, so I will be up and I will be watching this. I did announce on Twitter.
What time is it for the UK then? Like, what time would I have to be up and watch it?
About 1 o'clock, I think.
Start up. Well, Genesis will start at 1, but I think the pre-show starts at midnight.
Yeah.
Right.
So so the countdown show will start at midnight, which is great for me because it's much harder to wait till 1 o'clock. If it kicks off at midnight, I generally am all right. If I've got to wait till 1, I tend to get a bit tired. But once it gets going, I forget all about being tired and I just love the show, you know. There hasn't been any news on No Surrender, guys, just to let you know. But there is a few rumors out there that there's a potential that there could be some kind of NXT TNA crossover show. So, we'll have to wait and see on that. But guys, listen, that's all we got time for this week. I know, it's sad, isn't it? It is sad. Also, if you want to show your support for TNI UK team, please feel free to super sticker us or head over to prowrestlingtees.com/total nonstop impact for some great shirts. Or head over to the exclusive Spreadshirt merch store. Links, of course, are below. All TNI shows are available to all of you listening on the Go fans, audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favourite shows. Of course, we are there. Where can we find you on the social medias? Craig, let's go with Craig this week.
Ooh, I'm not used to going first. I enjoy Joe's bit, but never mind. We will. I'm not going to try and do it myself. But I am on that little bit there. If you're watching LimpstarUK, You know, if you're watching, if not, it's just Limpstar with UK on the end, and I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on. I was going to say X, but I'm not. I'm Network Stooge on X because one day I will change my username on there, but I've still not
Yeah.
figured out how. I have sent a DM to Elon Musk, but he hasn't got back to me yet, so I shall wait.
Oh
But,
no, he's too
yeah.
busy getting involved in British politics to care about anything else.
All
at the
right, I'll
moment.
become an MP, and then
Yeah.
I'll talk to him, and maybe he'll notice me.
Yeah.
There we
You
go.
change your name to
You have
Tommy.
to-
Vote Limpstar UK.
You have to join the Labour Party though, unfortunately. But
So
you're
anyway,
damned whichever party you go for. I say.
lovely. Looks like we've got a super sticker. Is that a super
Thank
sticker?
you very much.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
it is. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
man.
We really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you ever so much. Okay, so where did we get to? Joe, where can we find you, bub?
Oh God, where can we find me? You can jump onto YouTube, look for. I don't know. I've completely fucked that up. Yeah. Go on to. You can find me on Twitter at JK Empty Space. Look for. Hashtag empty space, hashtag into the void, or if you fancy to tick your taste buds and you sent to him a hashtag daily giggle on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But approach with open mind, and you just might keep your thumb.
Sanity!
Sanity.
For those of you listening, everyone was doing hand gestures and stuff. And
No, we won't. You'll have to tune in to find out if that's true or not.
Yeah, you have to tune in to find out.
You'll have to get on. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you'll have to check the video.
Because we've just
and you'll
ruined
get to see the
Joe's
comments
sanity.
Yeah,
sanity.
And some of the comments having me laughing too. So you can share it alongside the video when we're going live now. So all the comments are there, I'm reading them as well.
It's just so much stuff, so much. It's all good. Right, okay. If you want to follow TNI on the socials, at We Talk Impact, where you'll find us, go and give us a follow, guys, because, you know, the more that we get people following us, the more and more TNA fans will start following us, which is good. Let's help build the TNA revolution. Let's build TNI. Let's build TNA together. Find me at Lord Bison 45 on the Twitter sphere or the X or whatever you want to call it. And of course, if you want to follow me on TikTok at Bison by Design, you will find me there. And that's building quite nicely as well at the moment. So it would be great if you wanted to join me on TikTok, Bison by Design. Please take the time to help us moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you have more than one account, give us another thumbs up.
Yeah.
And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or a smash. So never miss any of the TNI UK and US teams' great TNA related content coming out every single week. With all that said, I've been Bison, and they have been the Joker and the Limpster, and this has been episode 213 of Impacted. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.